Hi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ebony Janice. I go by Ebony Janice, which means they usually call me Ebony Janice. And today I'm talking about love and sovereignty. A lot of people are talking about sovereignty. I want to define it and I want to bring it in context to love and Black women. Okay, sovereignty, the actual definition of it is about supreme power or authority. When I come to the language of sovereignty, ultimately what I am thinking about is the three-part kind of thing that I've been fleshing out for years, which is God knows that God is God. I know God is God. Do I know I'm God? Do I know I'm God is the sovereign piece. It's the sovereign question. It is that God is clear about God's godness. I am clear about God's godness. Am I clear about my own supreme power and authority? And that is the only thing that's up for debate. And as a result of that being up for debate, that is the question that I'm constantly bringing into every single area of my life. So we have to talk about it as it pertains to love. And what I realize is that a lot of people think that Black women who are on our sovereign journey, who want to be whole, particularly even, those of us that name ourselves womanist or call ourselves Black feminist or are doing work that is maybe gender specific or about equality, that there is some separation from our yearning and our longing. And I've talked already in another episode about yearning and the power and the importance of yearning, or I think I did. If I haven't, it's coming because it's in my notes. But that Black women being sovereign is not a separate thing from Black women desiring and being worthy of love, both desiring and being worthy of love. And so this idea then that supreme power and authority over the self, God knows God is God. I know God is God. Do I know I'm God? Am I sovereign? Am I clear about my own sovereignty? Am I clear about my own situatedness within myself, within my community, within my family, within my relationships, within my work, within my calling? And if I am clear about that, then that makes it even more possible for me to be clear about where I stand as it pertains to love and wanting and yearning. And so I just wanted to make this distinction because very often we think that Black women are not that Black women get relegated to what Dr. Shaniqua Walker Barnes calls the difference between a Black woman who happens to be strong and a strong Black woman, that the sovereignty conversation is inside of that as well. That there's this strong Black woman, one word, this idea that she don't need nobody, she don't want nobody, she ain't yearning, she ain't longing, and she doesn't have any needs, there's anything that she is requiring. Meanwhile, an actual sovereign woman who is a Black woman who very often happens to be strong, a sovereign woman, of course she wants, because she's wanting from the deepest wells of her clarity. Of course she's yearning, because she's yearning from God, as God, for God. Of course she longs. Of course she desires love and affection, because she's desiring that from a more seated, whole, sovereign self. You don't think God yearn? You don't think God want? You don't think God is romantic? You don't think God is like lingering? You don't think God's heart never be broken? Come on. So this is to have more conversations, because this Wednesday, Love and Sovereignty, I will continue to bring this back, but to have more conversations about Black women's ability to be longing for something, yearning for something, and it not meaning that they are not strong, even though we are not trying to be strong Black women, one word. We are Black women who happen to be strong, seated in our sovereignty, seated in the knowing that God knows God is God. I know God is God. Do I know I'm God? Do I know who has supreme power and authority here? Is it me, or is it some external institution, being, or entity? And because it's me, my yearning is holy.